Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and welcome. Happy spring. I know it doesn't quite, the temperature-wise, it doesn't quite feel like spring, but we can certainly see the green on the ground, and we can smell spring in the air. So, before we start, I have a list of some special guests tonight. I want to make sure I read them, so don't get that title wrong. Very important, don't get that title wrong. It's Eric Nesbitt and the State Senate, and we have Julie Rogers, the House Representative, Christy Moore, House Representative, and my friend Patricia Randall, Portage City Mayor, and Jeffrey Thurnes, Comstock Superintendent, and Sheila Dorsey Smith, KPS Vice Superintendent, Diane Anderson, WMU Vice President, Cristobal Rodriguez, and WMU Associate Provost, Paulo Ziegler Mello, WMU Associate Provost, and Dan Guyette, WMU Dean, Stephen Butt, Dean, and Carla Koraski, Dean. So welcome. You know, I made a mistake this past Friday. I turned on my Apple News, and I read it, and I got really upset of what's happening in the world. I'm sure you do the same. You feel the same. And then that evening, I was preparing for this program, and all of a sudden, I feel like we are so blessed that we can stay together, we can be here together to celebrate the season, which is the gift from the God, and we can celebrate the culture, the music, the art, the history, which are brought us by humanities and our history, regardless of our religion and our race and our nation. So thank you very much for being here tonight, today, actually this afternoon, to be with us. We're going to start our today's program with a wonderful performance brought to us by Kalamazoo Ringers, and they're going to perform for us 3 pieces. Please enjoy. So a few years ago, a friend of mine invited me to see Kalamazoo Ringers perform. It was in a church. And the way she said, would you like to join me to see Kalamazoo handbell ensemble? So I went to the church and I saw on the stage the size of the bells. I'm thinking, whose hand is enough and strong enough to lift that? But aren't they wonderful? So I was deeply impressed. So next, the children, our kids from Comstock Early Learning Academy and the Kalamazoo Chinese Academy are going to tell you something. They're going to tell you, your smile is beautiful.
我是兰木，我是 Maggie， 我是 Ty， 我是 Barley， 我是 Violet， 我是卓，我是 Eleanor， 我是 Sophia， 我是 Blossom， 我是 Braylon， 我是 Piper， 我是 Bethany。我叫丽丽，我叫飞，我是丁，我是 Alex， 我叫 Georgie，
我叫 Ocean， 我叫晚沙迪。
想起远方的山川，想起海边看海鸥，不管风雨有多少，有你就足够。喜欢看你的嘴角，喜欢看你的眉梢，白云挂在那蓝天，像你的微笑。你笑起来真好看，像春天的花一样，把所有的烦恼，所有的忧愁统统都吹散。你笑起来真好看，像夏天的阳光，整个世界全部的时光美得像画卷。嘴角，喜欢看你的眉梢，白云挂在那蓝天，像你的微笑。你笑起来真好看，像春天的花一样，把所有的烦恼，所有的忧愁统统都吹散。你笑起来真好看，像夏天的阳光，整个世界全部的时光美得像画卷。你笑起来真好看，像春天的花一样，把所有的烦恼，所有的忧愁统统都吹散。你笑起来真好看，像夏天的阳光，整个世界全部的时光美得像画卷。你笑起来真好看，像春天的花一样，把所有的烦恼，所有的忧愁统统都吹散。你笑起来真好看，像夏天的阳光，整个世界全部的时光美得像画卷。整个世界全部的时光美得像画卷。
So often when you have kids performing, some of them get nervous in the backstage. And I always tell them, it's okay. You just go there, stand on the stage. You don't have to do a thing because you are so cute, you're going to get applause. So let's give them another round of applause. So there, the lyrics is actually perfect for tonight's theme. The lyric is, the smile on your face is so beautiful, just like the spring flowers and like the sunshine in the summer. So may we all have more smiles and no tears for this year. As I said, tonight's performance and today, we are all about celebrating friendship, family, culture, and arts. So our next performance is a Thai folk song, and they are going to bring, who is going to bring to us is no others but a family. Please enjoy.
ใครหนอรักเราเท่าชีวิต
เท่าชีวิต
ใครหนอปราณีไม่มีเสื่อมคลาย
มีเสียงคลาง
ใครหนอรักเราใจเพียงรูปกายรักเขาไม่นายไม่คิดทำลายใครนะใครหนอเห็นเราเศร้าสวงใน
เศร้าสวงใน
ใครหนอเอาใจปลอบเราเรื่อยมา
บอกเล่าเรื่อยมา
ใครหนอรักเราดังดวงแก้วตารักเขากว้างกว่าพื้นพระสุธาน
ภากาศจะเอาโลกมาทำปากกา แล้วนภามาแทนกระดาษ เอาน้ำหมดมหาสมุทรแทนหมึกวาด ประกาศพระคุณไม่พอ
ใครหนอรักเราเท่าชีวัน
เท่าชีวัน
ใครหนอใครกันให้เราขี่คอ
คุณพ่อคุณแม่
ใครหนอจักชวนดูหนังสี่จอ รู้แล้วละก็อย่ามัวร้างรอ
ทดแทนบุญคุณ จะเอาโลกมาทำปากกา แล้วนภามาแทนกระดาษ เอาน้ำหมดมหาสมุทรแทนหมึกวาด ประกาศพระคุณไม่พอ
ใครหนอรักเราเท่าชีวัน
เท่าชีวัน
ใครหนอใครกันให้เราขี่คอ
คุณพ่อคุณแม่
ใครหนอชักชวนดูหนังสีจอ รู้แล้วละก็อย่ามัวร้างรอ
ทดแทนบุญคุณ
Well, I don't know about you, but my heart just melted. Right? And you observe the interaction between the two girls, the older sister and the young active ones. Reminds me of my two boys. They're exactly the same. You always have one active one in the family. As you know, China has many regions, and each region has its own opera. But the most famous one, no doubt, is Beijing Opera. How many of you have seen Beijing Opera before? Many applause. I can really not see hands because, it's a bit pitch dark out there. But thank you if you have enjoyed that. We're very fortunate that today we were able to have one of the world-class top Beijing Opera perform artists with us. She flew all the way from New York to join tonight's performance. And can I have the title of the performance first? It should be show up there. If not, look at your booklet. It's said called Picking Up the Jade Bracelet. Now, because of the title is a bit interesting, so I think I'm going to give you a little bit of the background so you can understand a little bit of what's going on stage. So the story is about this girl. Now, remember, it's back in the Asian times, so you are not the boys and the girls, at the age, you don't supposed to interact with each other too much. And so this girl, she grew up in the countryside. And one day she was just go there, mind own business. She's feeding the chickens, doing some knit work, and happily. And then a young general, a handsome young general, passing and fell in love with her. They literally fell in love with each other at the first sight. Now remember, in ancient times, it's not like he can go there and say, hey, let me buy you a drink. So he was very smart. He had with him a jade bracelet that his mother gave to him for good luck. He always bring with him. So he dropped the jade bracelet in intention to see, basically, give her a little wink, say, if you pick it up, that means you like me too. Then we will see how we proceed next. So she, of course, she liked him, so she indeed picked it up. And then, they still cannot talk with each other or anything. But he went back home and sent a matchmaker to the family, and they lived happily after. So what you're about to see, though, is the front part. I mean, none of these romantic stories, unfortunately, but you're going to see the front part, which is she was happily enjoying her country life. Please enjoy.
老鸟看齐，
Did you get what she was doing the second half? Yes, embroidery. So I know you probably don't understand what she was saying. Don't feel bad. I don't either. So it's a special thing. So it's very different. Even it's in Mandarin. It's a very different kind of Mandarin. I don't know how to explain to you. But the fact is, I don't understand what she was saying. But this is the beauty of the art. You don't really need to understand, right? You don't need a Google translator. You all figured out what she was doing. She was raising chickens, and at one point, did you catch that was a chicken missing? She was looking for it, and then she did some embroideries, see? You don't need a Google translator. You figure it out. And so that's why this piece is such a master key piece in the Beijing Opera performance, because it's a true test to an actress, a performer's, not only the singing ability, but also the stage acting ability. It's a lot of the very fine hand movements. As we can see, Miss Tu truly is a master grade. So let's give her another round of applause. So we're going to remain in the past. Of all the old Asian China dynasties, I think the Tang dynasty is probably the most glorious one, because the country was rich at that point, and people, the citizens are wealthy, and this is where the dynasty, where the Silk Road starts. So all the clothing in that dynasty are very glamorous. And another fun factor, that in that dynasty, in order to be called beautiful, women have to have some meat on their bones. So I'm very lucky I was not born in that dynasty. So our next dance is actually, we don't need that much story. There was no story to it. It just tells about a group of glamorous Tang Dynasty women strolling through the streets and looking fabulous. Please enjoy. Well, it is worth mentioning that a lot of our tonight's performance groups are all local performance groups, and they don't have very large budget. So a lot of the clothing, costumes, everything is DIY. Like the long cloth string piece you saw the dancer wear, that is a totally DIY, and it takes entire afternoon and several people to serve that piece to make it look beautiful. So not only they contribute their time, their talent, and they also contribute most precious thing is their time and efforts. So let's give them another round of applause. So in Tang Dynasty, as I mentioned, one of the biggest accomplishments that Tang Dynasty has accomplished is part of the Silk Road. And the Silk Road not only is important to commerce, but also it is important to arts and culture. So one of the main site that's left as part of the Silk Road is the Dunhuang. It's called the Cave of 1,000 Buddhas. Of course, it is very hard to do a dance based on Buddha. But fortunately, around the Buddha in Dunhuang, the cave paintings, there are a lot of very beautiful flying fairies. So this coming dance is initiated and inspired by the paintings of these flying fairies. Please enjoy. these 3 dancers are in high school. So we are trying very hard to ensure that Western is on their college application list. Of course, Western is a great university, but also for obvious reasons, we need them to stay here. I have been to Dunhuang, the cave of 1,000 Buddhas. Is that worth going? Absolutely. It is just very hard to get to. It's literally in the middle of nowhere, in the desert, but it's absolutely beautiful. So now, because we have Master 2 here, so we want to take this opportunity. It's not like every day we can get a world-class Beijing Opera perform artist here in Kalamazoo. So we want to take this opportunity to show you every aspect of Beijing Opera. So Beijing Opera not only have the singing and the staging, performing part, it also has lots of actions. So next, Master 2 and our own Mr. Tao is going to perform for us to show us the wushu side of Beijing Opera. Miss Tu arrived yesterday, and she and Mr. Tao has never collaborated before. So we're witnessing two true masters work because they have real skill. Otherwise, nobody can do that. I was actually this morning when they were rehearsing, I was getting really nervous, especially when the knife started, the big knife started flying around. But I think they did a wonderful job. Let's give them another round of applause. So growing up, I actually watched quite a bit of the Bollywood movies, and I was very intrigued by the beautiful dances and singings in the movies. So today, the students from the WMU Indian Students Association is to give us a flavor of the real, authentic Indian dance.
खेलन क्यों न जाए तू हो री रे रसिया खेलन क्यों न जाए तू हो री रे रसिया तुझे है जो सारी दुनिया कहाँ है बदरी की दुल्हनिया दुल्हनिया
कुर्ती पे तेरी मलू गुलाल रंग बता ब्लू या लाल एयर में तेरे उड़ते बाल आजा रंग दू दोनों गाल अरे सारा रा रा अरे सारा रा रा अरे सारा रा रा कबीरा सारा रा रा
बेबी के देखे ठुमके लगा दे चार ठुमके छोरे नाचे जमके यूपी में दिन दहाड़े विंडो और छत पे ताड़े हम देखे आगे फाड़े अरे 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 तुझ में टिकी है मेरी नौटी नजरिया तुझको बना करके तुझको बना करके तुझको बना करके ले कसूर एक तकड़ी दे नाल दर दिल चूर हाय हाय तेरा नी कसूर गोरे रंग दा कसूर एक तकड़ी दे नाल दर दिल चूर उत्तो नाल वाले तीर चलावे है नखरे दिखावे बड़ा तड़फावे तुंगला के गब्बरू नचावे तुंगला के गब्बरू नचावे जान कट जावे
రాజమండ్రి రాగమంజరి మాయమ్మ పేరు తలవనోళ్ళు లేరు మేస్తిరి కళాకారుల ఫ్యామిలీ మరి నే గజ్జ కడితే నిద్రపోదు నిండు రాత్రి
సోకులాడి స్వప్న సుందరి నీ మడత సూపు మా పటేల మల్లె పందిరి రచ్చరాజ కుందె ఊపిరి నీ వంక చూస్తే గుంటలోన డీరి డిరిడిరి
కుర్చీని మార్చబెట్టి
थोड़ी सी धूल मेरी धरती की मेरे वतन की थोड़ी सी धूल मेरी धरती की मेरे वतन की थोड़ी सी खुशबू बाराई से मस्त पवन की थोड़ी सी धौंकने वाली दग 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 सांसें जिनमें हो जुनू जुनू वो बूंदे लाल लहू की ये सब तू मिला मिला ले फिर रंग तू खिला खिला ले ये सब तू मिला मिला ले फिर रंग तू खिला खिला ले और मोहे तू रंग दे बसंती यारा मोहे तू रंग दे बसंती मोहे 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 मोहे तू रंग दे बसंती ओ मोहे रंग दे बसंती बसंती रंग दे बसंती बसंती मोहे रंग दे बसंती बसंती
Okay. Inspired by the dance, we are going to have a dance that's not on your program. If you know this dance, please come to the stage, join us. You would recognize this. It's viral on the internet. Okay, the dudes, let me tell you, the dudes practiced really hard. Some of you in the audience know my husband, Charles. He's actually getting pretty good at it. Too bad he's out of town tonight. Otherwise, he had every intention to join them and to do that. I would pay a lot of money to see him do that dance. So coming next is our Kalamazoo Male Chorus. The story about the male chorus is they sing for the Chinese New Year celebration a couple years ago, a Chinese song, Friendship. As you know, they're so good at singing, the music was never a problem, but the Chinese lyrics really posed some challenges. So this year in the Chinese New Year celebration, I said, I'm going to give you guys a little break. I'm going to give you a song that is a Chinese song, but it's one of the few Chinese songs that's actually translated into English lyrics by a rock band. So they said, great. So they did a great job, but then they said, you know what? We really want to challenge it by singing in the Chinese lyrics. So you're about to witness how well they do. Okay, I see what, this is the first time I heard them sing the song. I see what they're doing. They're getting really smart. They combine the Chinese lyrics with the English lyrics. So made the piece their own. So let's give them another round of applause. Great job, guys. So coming next, my friend Sophie and is going to take, who is an assistant professor at Western, and also an outstanding stage violinist, is going to perform some beautiful string music for you. And at the beginning, first, she is going to perform a beautiful piece, Butterfly Lovers. And on the piano will be Professor Yuling. And we also recruited an award-winning young dancer from Ann Arbor to join us for the performance. And my friend Karen Lee conducted the dance part. Of course, I mean, actually, she conducted most of the dances tonight. So please enjoy. Thank you. And the second piece, I'm not going to announce the piece. You hear it, you will know. Our students, thank you. Our students are so talented, you just have to be so proud of them. So speaking about the talents, some of you might have think, well, the first piece that Sophie played kind of sounds familiar. Yes, you will hear this many times. And it was composed in 1959 by two students still at the music school in China. And it was premiered by the most famous female violinist at the time, Yu Lina. Some of them might recognize the name, Yu Lina, and by a very famous orchestra. And then it was such a hit at that time, the piece just carried on as a classic. So it won't be the first. If this is your first time hearing it, I can guarantee you it won't be the last, because this is truly a very famous masterpiece. So for this performance, for tonight's performance, we spent a good deal of amount of time in Tang Dynasty, because truly this is one dynasty I think worth mentioning right now is because it is the dynasty China has the most globalization because of the Silk Road. So we're going to stay in Tang Dynasty, and we're going to bring to you a beautiful collaboration between the students from Louis Norris High School and the Kalamazoo Chinese Academy called Dream Back to Chang'an. Chang'an was the capital of Tang Dynasty. Please enjoy.
上课，老师好，你们好。长相思，在长安，落为秋啼金镜兰。微霜凄凄，殿色寒。孤灯不明，思欲绝。卷帷望月，空长叹。美人如画，隔云端。上有清明之高天，下有露水之波澜。天长路远，魂飞苦，梦魂不到，关山南。长相思，催心肝。
静坐流泪泉。
长相思，催心肝。
I feel like I'm a fairy. I'm in a lot of clouds, like floating. So it is amazing what we can accomplish with some great collaborations, is it? And I'm telling you, those students Mandarin are very good. You know the most difficult part when you're learning language, when you're learning Mandarin? My son, my younger one, thought he was very good at Mandarin. I said, you open your mouth, I know this is not a native language. He's like, well, I speak very good. I'm like, no, the most hard part is not the pronunciation, but the tone. You got the tone right, ma, 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 ma. And that's very confusing. And those students get it perfect. So let's give them another round of applause. It is not an easy language to learn. So coming next is truly a piece that if you go to see Beijing Opera, probably you would see the most. It's called The Drunken Royal Concubine. I know the name sounds, again, you're like, there has to be a story behind that. And there is. But the story is actually quite simple. One of the concubines had a date with the emperor. And so she got there, she got everything set, the candlelight, the drink, the food. She was very looking forward to it, make herself looking pretty. But guess what? The emperor went to have a date, visit another concubine. So she, of course, was upset, and then she got drunk by herself and complained a ton. That's really what the essence of the story. I mean, you ask me, I would never trust a date with the emperor, who is said to have 1,000 concubines, right? But it's the story. So one interesting, why this piece is so famous, see, Beijing opera is different from any, like the Western operas. And actually, any of the Chinese regional operas are different from the Western operas is, in Western opera, just like the pop songs, right? You have the lyrics, you have the music, and they remain the same, regardless of who is singing it, right? If in the pop world, you can have Lady Gaga sing Taylor Swift's song. I'm sure Lady Gaga is going to put her own spin into Taylor Swift's song, but it's still the same lyric and the same music, right? But in Beijing opera, it's totally different. You have the lyrics, and it depends on who is singing it. The music is totally different. It has their own style. So one of the ultimate master of Beijing opera is Mei Lanfang. So at one time, all the roles in Beijing opera are played by male, no female actress, by male. So Mei Lanfang is a male, and he specialized in playing the female roles. And his singing is so beautiful, so it's recognized as his own style called the Mei Pai, Mei style. And the piece we're about to see is a standard masterpiece of Mei style. So please enjoy. Well, I can't believe time flies. We're going to conclude tonight's performance with a very powerful performance, taiko performance. And so I was literally Googling, what does taiko mean in Japanese? Guess what? It means drum. So it's going to be a really powerful performance, and it has, so today when we did the rehearsal, it showed 3 names. Then, because I don't know Japanese, I'm asking everyone who knows Japanese, I'm like, what are these 3 names? Who are those people? They say, no, these are not people. These are just pieces that they're performing. So now you know when you see the pieces come, they're pieces. It's that's my understanding of the taiko, that in the past, in Asian history, that the taiko, they used the drum to express military actions. But now it's central to celebrations and the ceremonial kind of events. Please enjoy the students from the Kalamazoo College to perform for us taiko drum. Well, that's it for tonight. But wait, we have the last piece. If you want to join us on stage, please, more than welcome. Come on, guys. Come on. Please give us some lights and music.